Hi, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. So, as you may have heard, mask mandates are coming back. They're popping up all across the US. As I watch this unfold, this second coming, I'm fascinated at how the globalists are rolling it out because the globalists are like Megan, like with PR, the puff pieces. You get the globalist puff pieces and you get the puff pieces, and they're both equally crazy and deranged. But the global ones are a bit more finesse and manipulative and evil. Actually, they're both quite evil, but the globalists right now have an edge on evil over Megan, just a little bit though. Anyways, so it says office mask mandates are popping up because COVID cases, cases. One sec. A cases just means you get a positive test, but it doesn't mean anything unless you have symptoms. But anyways, COVID cases jumped 21% over week August 12th, and hospitalizations rise. They don't say hospitalizations rise because of COVID cases. They just say there's COVID cases and hospitalizations rise. But we all know there are other reasons the hospitalizations could be rising. Rubbery little things people are finding, in the morgue and stuff. And I don't know, just saying, a lot of died suddenly and sudden adult death syndrome and baffled doctors and all that. Yeah, just saying hospitalizations maybe rising because of that. But you're not hearing that. That's all suppressed, right? Very clever with the suppression of this information. That's why the censorship's so important. Suppress this and pop up that and give the impression. So that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking they're bringing back 2.0, COVID 2.0, to possibly to cover up deaths from other causes, possibly. That's my one theory I have. Anyways, they're doing it. They're starting it, but the way they work is they always do it little by little. It's very slow and little here, little there, sprinkle a news story there, sprinkle social media post there, put up a sign there, come out with a story there. So this is how they're just beginning this now. Okay, so the masks have been gone. We finally got rid of them after a long struggle. Finally got rid of them. So now the president and whoever knows they can't mandate masks. They don't have the power to do that. So instead, they come up with PR. See how powerful public relations is and how evil it is. So nobody can mandate you wear a mask, right? So they just say, "Oh, look, COVID cases are up last week." And you know what? These three places decided on their own, allegedly, to suddenly just say, "You know what? We should have everybody wear masks again." Because even though you know, right, about masks and how effective they are at stopping the transmission of a virus. Anyways, so a film company, Lionsgate, which is a huge film company, that's like huge Hollywood, connections there with the government anyway. So a film company in Los Angeles, a hospital in New York State, Governor Hochul area there, the Tommy, and a liberal arts college in Atlanta. Mhm. All three are among a recent wave of workplaces, a wave that have reinstated the long ago dropped mask mandates. Oh man, did it bother Biden that they dropped the mask mandates? Oh, the globalists and Biden hated that. Oh, they're so angry that we stopped wearing masks. And here they are, they couldn't help themselves. They're gonna bring it back again. So many reasons they need those masks. And watch, because the all the little shopping, shoplifting is big now. They're saying, oh, if it's less than 1,000, you don't get arrested for it. So you see all these kids wearing masks, Antifa types, and that's when the Antifa, they start having their riots and stuff, and the BLM, they wear the masks, of course, to cover their identities from the facial recognition and whatnot. So I'm suspicious that trying to bring it this back is going to bring back more violence and riots here. They'll find some reason to riot, more looting, more shoplifting and stuff. Because it's so obvious. Nobody's wearing masks right now, and you see these kids in masks going in stores, you see the videos of it, they're all wearing masks. They stick out like a sore thumb. You know exactly what they're entering the store for when you see a group of young people wearing masks, right? But now if they wanna bring it back, it's gonna be harder to tell, right? So here we go. It says, "The move has come as COVID-related hospitalizations." Yeah, COVID-related. How so? How is it related? Mhm. They're related to any whats that we know about, safe and effective things? Just saying. So here we go. So Lionsgate and Santa Monica, look at these. I'm wondering, my curiosity is piqued. One of the first things I wondered is how is Lionsgate and the state hospital and this liberal arts college, uh, three different places around the country on the opposite sides of the country, how are they connected? Who's connecting them? Why? Who's ordering them to do this? So there's coordination here somewhere, and I'm wondering who's doing the coordinating, the CCP, Biden regime. I mean, they all take money. Like Lionsgate, these Hollywood film producers or companies, they have to they kowtow to the CCP so they can get business there. And Governor Hochul's total communist, like Gavin Newsom, so she'll be taking orders in the CCP. I don't know about this liberal arts college. It says in Atlanta, Morris Brown College. So I don't know about them, but they must be CCP related as well, is what I'm thinking. Or, whatever. I don't know. I don't know. For some reason, a college, a hospital, and a movie company. It seems like a test. See, this is like a globalist test to see how it will go. Who will be more obedient to taking the mask? The people that work in the film studio, or will it be the hospital workers, or will it be the college students? The college staff there. I mean, this is completely insane. So they're actually like trying to nudge it back in through companies again. This is how they did it with the whats, and they're going to do the whats again next if people go along with this. They don't some people are suggesting a month-long strike, just not go to work, everybody stay home. But so we got to do something though. People cannot start falling in line with this again. Not again. Never again. Okay. It's massive, very, in my opinion, not good. So the beginning. This is just the beginning. So, and then I decided to look on Twitter because you remember, not Twitter, excuse me, Instagram. Because on Instagram, I was looking up, those hashtags. They have the vaxxed, I'm vaxxed, and they pose with their band-aid and whatnot. And I just happened to come across this. This just came out a few days ago, and this is what my reading is going to be about because I found this quite insidious, and I think Prince Harry is doing this as well. What I'm talking about, look at the picture on this, right? It says this project funded by state of Tennessee, right? So it's government paid money. And it says, how's it going? Anything you want to talk about? And then hashtag no judgment, right? So just looking at the picture, it looks like a mental health thing, right? It's do you need help? Are you depressed? And here, listen to the description. I'll read this real quick. We're coming into the first week or two of the fall semester. Okay, so this is targeting young people, students, and stress levels are rising fast. Remember, your friends and family love you and are there to talk about things that bother you. You may be worried about the new Eris variant, right? So that's what they're talking about, the new Eris. They're calling it Eris. So they're like, "How you doing? Are you stressed? You need some mental health? You must be stressed about that Eris variant, aren't you? You're not? Well, you should be." I mean, look, they're targeting like anxious kids who need mental health, students who need mental health help, who would be attracted to this. So there's, I think, I want to look, but I think they're targeting mentally depressed and anxious and maybe mentally ill kids here, um but I definitely targeting people with mental health issues, and they're bringing up the Eris variant to them, and then they're saying, or maybe it's the wildfires raging across the world, while at the same time getting settled into a new schedule and routine with classes and extracurricular activities. Lean on those around you for support because they are feeling stressed too. So really stressing the kids out here too. this is not written by, my opinion, somebody who's, uh, a mental health, yeah, qualified mental health practitioner, because you don't tell somebody who's stressed out, you must be stressed. Is it the wildfires? Is it the crime? Is it the fears? Yeah. I mean, it's like you don't do that. But so this seems more to me very insidious, like it's trying to make you feel fear. If you weren't thinking about it, we're just bring it up and remind you what's going on so you can get the fear. And then it says, learn how to have a quote, hashtag, a judgment-free conversation at www.nojudgmenttn.org. And if you're in a crisis, call or text this number, 988. And then look at the hashtags. Mental health, mental health is health, National Immunization Awareness Month, mental health matters, no judgment, back to school, so targeting kids for sure, COVID-19, NIAM, back to school, mental health matters, COVID, cold flu, COVID, sleeves up, COVID-19, booster, hashtag get vaxxed, hashtag COVID, hashtag get boosted, hashtag ask for help, hashtag destigmatize, hashtag distress. And they spelled distress wrong. Or de-stress. Maybe they mean de-stress, take away stress. Um, isn't that interesting how they're mixing in get vax, get your booster, mental health, so back to school. Wow. Wow. And like I said, the picture looks just like mental health, right? Want anything to talk about? So let's go visit the website and see what they talk about. Maybe it's mental health. I'm curious. Maybe I'm a little depressed. What does this say? No judgment. Let's start healthy, open conversations about vaccinations with no judgments. Wow. Like this is a campaign designed to this came out 4 days ago. I don't know if I mentioned that Instagram. So they just came out with this. No Judgment is a campaign designed to reduce anxiety and stress associated with talking about COVID, flu, and other infectious illnesses. So they're claiming that they're going to help you de-stress and feel better by helping you and reduce your anxiety by helping you talk about COVID. Wow. So I see this obvious, undeniable um, aligning together, bringing together COVID vaccinations with mental health. Isn't that interesting? Or isn't that just evil, in my opinion? Wow. And the more you look at, the worse it gets. It really does. I mean, they're targeting children here, they're targeting students. COVID-19 pandemic has been hard on everyone. Don't let strain and don't let it strain your important relationships. Have meaningful conversation with those you love. Be honest about your feelings and help others comfortable sharing their thoughts and feelings. Remember, we're all in this together. For the greater good, just like communism. Wow. Wow. Talking about COVID-19 and vaccinations doesn't have to feel so anxiety inducing. Let's start judgment free conversations and share trustworthy resources and share our campus communities. So, no judgment. See how they're using the language, the little World Economic Forum way of twisting words. So now no judgment means, yeah, you just go get your vaccine and don't judge anyone about it. Wow. So now hashtag no judgment is code for get your vax. And talk about getting your vax. Wow. 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 So that's what it looks like to me, and I think I'm right here. Okay, so I'm looking more on their website here, the links, and this is a link of how to have an open, no judgment conversation. Do you want to hear a no judgment conversation that they're encouraging these students to have? Here we go. You can create opportunities to help your friends and family speak openly and honestly about their thoughts and fears surrounding COVID-19 without feeling anxious, stressed, or uncomfortable. So they're coaching them. So we're all in this together. So here's the conversation. They put a little text here. So someone texts, feeling great, finally got my COVID booster. And the other one replies, oh, yeah, I'm still not so sure about the vaccine. I had COVID before and it wasn't that bad. And the first person says, so glad you had a mild case. I know so many who had a different experience. I just wanted to protect myself and family. What are your concerns about the you know what? The second person says, I've just heard it was developed so fast, and I'm afraid the side effects are worse than the actual virus. And the first person says, totally agree. I was nervous about that too. Can I share a few things that helped me? This is a no judgment conversation. So apparently, a no judgment conversation is still pestering the hell out of everybody who doesn't want to do it, and nobody does. They're not giving up. You see this? You see how they're not stopping, and they're trying to get young people to be the ones, they're coaching them. Say, this is how you talk to those people. You say, yeah, I heard that, but it's so horrible. You should really get it. You gotta do it for everyone. We're all in this together. Wow, social media tools. I mean, the propaganda is just fascinating, but it's also so diabolical and evil at the same time. The cute little rainbows and pinks and pastel colors, and it's all cutesy cartoons and a lot of diversity. It's so nice. And here we go. Create a safe and supportive environment. Okay. Be kind and courteous. We're all on the same team. Let's have a no judgment conversation where I pester you to do what I want. Don't be afraid for the hard conversations, to have hard conversations. Uh huh. Speaking thoughtfully and honestly builds stronger relationships. We all have thoughts and fears surrounding the COVID pandemic. Oh, yes, yes, yes. So I don't know. I have a lot of thoughts. I definitely have a lot of thoughts. My fear is that people aren't waking up fast enough. So, anyways, going back to this idea that, this all started out just with a meme that looks like a mental health meme and led to that, which totally surprised me and concerned me because the idea of using mental health to push a vax, I think, is just scary. And I don't know where they're going with this, but it's not good because they're using and abusing the hell out of psychology and public health and psychology of people. Social engineering, I think, is the phrase for it. And yeah, and I'm wondering if Harry is with his mental health initiatives with Megan as well. She's also been very involved with the mental health initiatives. Is this what it's really all about? Like a covert operation, pretending to just be about mental health, but really it's supporting no judgment type conversations here. But it's not just that they're targeting mental health, they're targeting young people, right? So it's really these poor kids today. They are so targeted for these, in my opinion, for these mental manipulations, this psyop warfare, war for your mind. They're really going after the kids. And so are Harry and Meghan. They're always all going after young people and trying to brainwash them and encouraging them and coaching them. And like Megan with her speech with the BLM, and she's like, you got to push us hard. Yeah, push us in the right direction. I'm so sorry the world isn't the way it's supposed to be. It's our fault. You have to push us adults around. So they're like training and encouraging and forcing kids and giving them coaching online on how to push around adults and push around everyone and be activists, be an activist and all this nonsense. Um, wow. And they're doing it, and it's all it's brainwashing. It really is. It's thought reform, brainwashing. They're really going after their minds. It's really, and they're going after the most vulnerable kids. The ones that would seek out for depression or anxiety. They're targeting them and turning them into a little army for the globalists. It's really the way the globalists are just targeting the vulnerable, right? It's always target. That's what psychopaths do. They always target the vulnerable, right? Ooh, and Harry and Meghan, there they are. They want to talk to those kids about mental health. It's so important to them to visit our high schools. They visited a high school in California. I'm sure they'll do it again. Is this what Harry's doing? They are using mental health to push the globalist agenda, obviously, and I have taking the you know what's is a major part of it. So let's take a look at this. Is this what Harry been doing this intentionally? Has Harry been doing this intentionally? Knight of Pentacles. Being a warrior here, secretively pushing the agenda here, being reckless. Money, money, money. Globalist agenda. Yeah, passing the word here, using the money from the globalists. He was probably him and Megan getting paid for it, probably. But also that this is their shtick. They're with the globalists who have all the money and they want more. They're not satisfied with having trillions of dollars. No, they want your land and your business to shut down so they get your money and control over you with that digital currency. So yes, being destructive. Knight of Pentacles reverse is being destructive and doing it through social media. I think of the little bird, I always think like Twitter or something or Instagram, getting into the minds of these people. Uh, and health, coins are health, affecting people's mental health and well-being and destroying that, attacking it and secretively attacking that. hmm Tending to be Mr. Nice Guy. We're here to help you. Let's have a no judgment conversation. No, and you see how they twist the words, World Economic Forum style. No judgment conversation means you go around and convince everybody to take their booster. That's what it boils down to. But these young people don't have the maturity to see through this garbage. They just see the official looking posters from the state of Tennessee or wherever. It doesn't matter if it's Tennessee, it's every state doing this. This is global. So uh, it's from the government and the fancy little graphics and cutesy little icons. And, you can do it. And are you feeling anxious? Let's talk about vaccines then. mean, it's just like, you gotta be kidding me. You gotta be kidding me. It's so evil. It's so evil. And they have experts in psychology and sociology like finessing this stuff and figuring out how to reach us through social media and manipulate us and our world's view. It's really, really diabolical. Yeah. Yeah, it really is. It's really awful. So how's it going? Oh yeah, it's going well. Death by 1,000 cuts. It's going well. Yeah, destroying people, destroying their minds, destroying the country, killing everybody, getting them all ready for the New World Order, getting rid of that overpopulation problem that Harry and Meghan think exists with their Jane Goodall and King Charles and all the rest. I gotta get them eating those bugs. I'm surprised it didn't say, "Are you depressed? Are you anxious?" I know what you need. You need a big bowl of crickets. It's a delicious worms. I mean, they're really effing with everybody's mind with this stuff. Oh, you eat beef? Oh, you're killing the planet. I mean, it's completely insane. But they're passing this stuff off like truth. I mean, and they're continuing doing it, and this unbelievable, unbelievable. But young people are really vulnerable, and to be targeting them, and Harry's behind it. And it's working well. The manipulations, the damage, the destruction is working very well. They don't care. They don't care about anybody. Of course they don't. They'll just start another fire. I'm sure they're convincing these poor kids, you know what you need to do? You need to go start a fire somewhere. I've no doubt this is all like their Antifa useless idiots who will be used and discarded, right? Um, so, what's Harry gonna do next? What's Harry and Meghan working on next? It is suspicious how they've been targeting young people and mental health, and here we have it. Here we see how they're manipulating it. They're always hiding things under another phrase, right? communism is called the Green New Deal, right? I mean, climate change for uh, mass murder, I mean, for genocide. I mean, it's always like a cutesy other name for what they're really doing, right? Oh my goodness. Sustainability. You know what sustainability means? If you're sustainable, it means you have nothing and you give everything to the globalists and they control everything. Your money, your life, what you own, what you wear, how much you can buy. Oh my God. And carbon credits? Are you kidding me with carbon credits? I mean, anyone who tolerates the idea of carbon credits and doesn't just I mean, you've got to be kidding me. What's next? Unicorn credits? Are we gonna get what else could we get? Methane credits. Um, Megan has used up her allotment of methane. I'll tell you what. There should be a limit at how much PR stories people can puff pieces people can put. I think Megan's already reached her puff credit limit. Megan should be limited to how many puff pieces she can put out in a year, right? I mean, you want to really limit things. We should limit things that are being abusive and over the top. Yeah, anyway, so it's just so ridiculous. Carbon credits. Give me a break. And they come up with this nonsense and they're pushing it, and because of I don't know what. I don't know how people are just accepting this like, "Oh yeah, okay, carbon credits. All right. Nah, no problem. Put it on my credit card. Sure." I mean, it's absolutely and Alice in Wonderland, right? Like I said, my video on Odyssey about the MK Ultra, this is all Odyssey and Wonderland garbage. It's just I'm just, I'm just disgusted by it. It'd be funny if it weren't so evil. And yeah, we need to prison all these people behind this, and they need to be charged carbon credits while they're in prison. We're gonna give them extra work to do. They can add up their carbon credits for the day. I mean, just unbelievable. They like carbon credits so much. My God, it's insane. Who could have seen this insanity coming of these diabolical psychopaths from hell? I mean, they're just absolutely crazy. I don't know. They just sit around laughing at a table like, I know what we'll do. We'll charge them for their carbon because of course, like I've told you, carbon is the basis of all life. You take chemistry, organic chemistry, the difference between molecules of living things versus non-living is carbon. That's how you can tell when you're looking at a molecule. If it has carbon, it's a part of a living thing or from a living thing. So I mean, unbelievable, unbelievable. All right, so that's why they want to get rid of the carbon. It's code word for getting rid of you, me and you. Getting rid of reducing the carbon is reducing us. That's what they're reducing. Anyway, so carbon is us. Carbon is the useless eaters. That they can't use the phrase useless eaters anymore. They had to switch up the jargon here. You gotta love their new jargon. No judgment. So we'll have a no judgment tarot readings. I should change the name of my channel to No Judgment Tarot Readings. Harry and Meghan. No judgment here. I'm just gonna tell you how horrible they are. While their no judgment is telling you how wonderful the you know whats are. No judgment though, no judgment. It's just, oh my God, I'm gonna try to drive you crazy. Alice in Wonderland, Alice in Wonderland. And Harry's already crazy. It's no wonder if you hang out with these people, you've got to be crazy. So how is this gonna go with this masking and everything? Okay. Oh, Eight of Swords. The Eight of Swords. She's wearing a mask, but I got it reversed, so I'm gonna take it as the mask. Yeah, people aren't going to be buying this. And people are just like they've been freed from the mask. It took long enough. People are so sick and tired of them. Now you can't bring it back like the first time. The first time it was like it was new, it was novel. People weren't sure. They never done it. It was like a cute fashion statement. People are making their cutesy masks with the patterns on it. But now it's not cutesy anymore. It's not fun. It's just a pain in the neck. So I'm getting a no. This masking thing's not going. That's it's not taking off. People are like, no, we're not doing it. Mm-mm. Yeah. So I don't see that happening. That doesn't mean the globalists are going to stop. They're going to, the carrot or the stick kind of thing going on. They're going to still pull something, that, probably more fires or something. So let's hear explosions or trains running off the track and whatever nonsense they'll have their Antifa people do. Their young mentally ill kids that they get sucked into their no judgment programs. So what's Harry gonna do next? Let's look at what Harry's up to next with the kids. So he's targeting children. Can you believe he gets access to children? Yep. So going after the children again for publicity and for trying to make himself seem like I'm such a role model, I'm with the children, but really he's being nothing but destructive to them and using them for publicity, for positive publicity. Seven of Cups. So he's going to be confusing them, bringing in the rainbow tyranny, and being a snake, and being insincere, lying, deceitful, offering them all lots of happiness, but in reality it's just you do what I say. You attach these things to your skull and you become part of the matrix, because that's what we're going to be doing with you. We're going to be taking your thoughts and bringing them to the cloud where we can steal your ideas without giving you credit, and you will stay in your little cell in our smart city and eat bugs. I mean, that's what they're planning. That is the actual plan. Smart cities smart stands for surveillance, something, something, something. It's not like, oh, it's a really advanced city with a lot of computer electronics. No, it's all about surveillance. It'll have facial recognition. It'll be like China, the facial recognition. You'll be tracked and traced everywhere. You have to use digital currency. You can't have a car. You have to take a bike or walk, or they allow you a car, it'd be an electric car. You wouldn't be able to go very far. They don't want you traveling internationally, and all that stuff. You'd be very limited with your travel, and of course, you wouldn't be able to eat any dairy. They had an article where they said all these cities in America are promising by 2030 they're going to get rid of all meats. Nobody can eat any meat, and they want to get rid of dairy. For some reason, these globalists hate cows. They just kill cows. They even don't want you even have dairy. I mean, all the cheeses, all the milks, no dairy, cottage cheese, yogurt. They don't want you to have that. So this is not about meat at all. I mean, meat is part of it too. They're taking that away too, but they're taking away dairy as well. They just want us to those who survive. They just want you to die from starvation or suffering from malnutrition. That's the only. There's no other reason. They just want you to wither away and die. But they want to do it like hands off. Like, I guess that karmically they don't want to be responsible for your death. So that's why they'll take all this stuff away and destroy it all they can by blowing up food processing plants. But they're not actually, as far as it seems to me, they're not willing to take out their guns and just shoot everybody dead, which is what they really want to do, right? Because they just want everybody dead, from what I can tell, because they think population's the problem. So I'm wondering, yeah, but I guess they want I know they want some slaves, but they would choose their, I don't know, third world, whatever slaves, I assume. They want, because they want completely servile, obedient, poverty-stricken. I don't know. I don't know what the deal is with wanting to smart cityize people. I don't know what the point. Why do they want to bother with smart cities? Why are they bothering with them? Like, I don't understand why they're just not killing everybody. Well, I guess they're not sure because they want to destroy everything, and but at the same time, perhaps they want a backup plan in case things don't work out as they expect. They want to have that DNA around. Temperance. Well, they want to, for sure, use their bodies, their brains. They want to find. They want to use. Okay, so they're keeping some people in smart cities because they do want to use them as a resource. I guess they have this advanced technology. I kind of think with these, you know, um, energy coming from the sky, from the satellites, and these would be people trapped in the smart cities. Like, it'd be like being in a tower, right? Because you'd be trapped in it. So they would be able to control you and use you, temperance, and take from you. Temperance is like merging together, merging you with the internet of bodies. Okay, so your bodies and your minds would be used as a resource by them. That's why they would still bother keeping some of you alive on bugs, and because you'd still be something for them when they deem necessary to have some human resources of some sort. Whatever the AI bots and robots can't do, they're still going to rely a little bit, at least for a while, on but you're not gonna be allowed to reproduce or have a life or have any freedoms. You'll just be a useful resource for them when they decide to use you. Really crazy stuff. Really crazy. Wow. It's like a bad movie. I can't believe they're actually doing this. But they really are. Oh my goodness. So anyways, but are they going to get their smart city wishes? King Charles, the evil Antichrist? I don't know if he's the Antichrist. I don't know. Some people I know say that, but I don't. I'm not so convinced. I mean, yeah, I guess he could be evil, but he just doesn't seem like it. Maybe it's from far away, just doesn't seem like it. Like I don't, maybe it's totally different in person. Maybe the demon comes out. But I've heard that there are several antichrists. Like there's a few of them that pop up here and there. Like Fauci is one. So there's like multiple antichrists, from my understanding. But if I think Malachi Martin spoke about that. Like there's several of them. There's not just one. There's one big one, but the big one is like everybody thinks is wonderful. So that's the real story. Is that everyone loves that one and thinks that he's going to save the world. And he says, and then they all say, yes, we you saved us. We love you. Whatever that they give into him. So the real Antichrist is going to be somebody who's popular, but at the same time some people say that the Antichrist, obviously is a spirit that could enter anybody. So you don't know who it's going to be. It come out of nowhere. You know what I mean? But there's smaller little mini antichrists, like mini me's. So there's smaller, lesser ones that are buddies with the major one, and that's where King Charles III and Fauci and Bill Gates come in. I think they could be like they're more of a smaller version, less potent version, because the real one is going to be very popular with the people, is my understanding. Malachi Martin and Kathleen Keating, who worked with him, said. But anyways, I digress. This is all totally evil. That's my understanding of it. So yeah, so how's Prince Harry? How is his mission? I just find it so evil. See, I told you Harry's evil. They're always involved, even when they seem to be doing something good, like helping young people with mental health. They're up to something evil. You know it. You know they're up to no good. Everything they do, they're up to no good. You know it. How successful is Harry going to be? But the good part is, though, I don't think young people would really listen to them. I think they can probably suss out. Young people and children are usually pretty good at sussing out a couple of fraudsters, criminals like them. So how do young people really feel about Prince Harry? 'Cause I don't think he's as popular as he'd like to think he is with them. He was popular because he was Princess Diana's son, but nobody knows Princess Diana. Uh-huh, Five of Wands. They see him as somebody who's fighting too much with his family. Yeah, you can't go around saying you're helping other people with their mental health when you've never even met your father-in-law. Right? When you fighting with your family and there's constant articles going back and forth between him and William and his Sussex squad. Sussex squad. I mean, talk about toxic online. Um, I think that's why he keeps trying to bring up Princess Diana, because young people don't know who she is. So he keeps trying to bring her back, like he wants them to know about her, of course, to align her with Megan. Of course, people have forwarded me videos, and thank you for forwarding me videos. It's interesting that Megan keeps putting in her PR, keep putting out these videos on YouTube about how Megan's just like Diana. They're so much alike because they're both outsiders and they both found it difficult in the royal family. It's like, yeah, so there's other than that, they have nothing in common. So I think that's the problem, though. Young people have no idea who she is. I mean, they know who she is, but they didn't know her when she was alive. They didn't know about her popularity. They didn't experience that. All they know is him and Megan are fighting with everyone. So Harry is not making a good impression on these kids. He might, uh, he would do better in sports, really, if he's doing, teaching them how to play, ride a play polo. Like these, I kind of reminds me of like polo players here. If Harry wanted to be popular with young people, he should teach them how to play polo. Wouldn't that make sense? But of course, he's not going to do that because he doesn't really like kids. He just wants to pretend he's help. If he really wanted to help their mental health, he would bring them to meet the horses. I mean, talk about that would be really wonderful experience. Everybody people have deep experiences spending time with horses. They're really amazing animals. But Harry is so dumb and selfish. He doesn't even appreciate them. I'm sure Nacho does. I think Nacho appreciates the horses more. I heard Harry is quite abusive with horses. So yeah, they're such they don't do anything right. I mean, my goodness, they can't. Even I could come up with way better ideas than them. I could, they should pay me for ideas. I'm telling you, I could do a much better job than both her PR companies. Like, I'm just kidding. I don't want to do that. I'm just saying though, their ideas are so bad, and what they're doing is so lame. Excuse me, and evil. But anyways, I'm gonna end it there. I think I've talked long enough. Losing my voice over here now. So thank you for listening. I hope you enjoyed this. Have a wonderful day. Take care. Bye bye.